live. We're live. Yay. Hi, good morning. It's
Good morning.
morning.
Good morning.
You have found us on Monday Momentum. Welcome to the best thing about your whole dang week. We are here to help you get started. We do this every Monday for ourselves and for you because we know what it's like to be running a business from your home. It can be kind of lonesome and kind of challenging, and at least for this girl, the laundry often looks a lot more interesting than working on my business. So we want to help you not be distracted, get your week started with lots of energy, moving towards where you want to be, not some other place. And the whole goal is so that you slide into Friday feeling really good about what you did and how you did it and movement towards your goals instead of, like I said, some other direction. Can you hear the dog barking in the background?
We can?
Yeah, is he running from a bear?
It could be. We had a bear last night. I'm doggy sitting. I've got her as far away as I can get her, but she's got a big, deep voice, and there's a couple of old yappers there, too, so I apologize. Hopefully it won't interfere too much. So for the audience, just to let you know, my name is Sarah Coolidge. I hope I have a lower third, but it doesn't look like I do on my end. You can find me at ceospacewest.com. And like I said, we do this every Monday morning, all around business and entrepreneur skills, helping you keep going, stay motivated, and not give up on your dream. We have two regular guests with us every Monday. That'll be Linda Kay and James McFadden. They will introduce themselves shortly, and then James is going to tell us a whole bunch about what it was like for him this last week, because last Monday, as you remember, he was launching his business at our regular forum that we go to in Henderson, Nevada, CEO Space, with hundreds of other entrepreneurs. It was his plan and goal and, I believe, dream to really get something up and running, and he ran into some interesting things like we always do. So, Linda, how about introducing yourself, passing it off to James, and then we'll get started.
Well, good morning. Linda Kay here from New Hampshire, and I am still bumming that I wasn't able to join you guys out at CEO Space. I just know it was a fabulous time, so I want to hear all about your launch, James.
Good morning. James McFadden here. Lower Third's working, seeMeSpace.com. And I hail from St. George, Utah, but right now I'm hanging out in Lake Las Vegas, which is Henderson, Nevada, which is east of Las Vegas. It's the more beautiful part of Vegas. If you've ever been out here, if you haven't been out here, please come. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's a good thing you had the foresight to call this lessons learned. So, actually, things went pretty great, but yeah, there were a few things that life happens and people happen and things happen. So, but we are up and running. So we are there. We've got lots of content coming on. We got a lot of commitments from people, and there's just a couple people we need commitments from in order to really take this to take it to the masses, and it's for it to reach its the measure of its creation, if you will.
So it seems to me that if you, I mean, because for those of you who don't know, I was also in Henderson, Nevada with James up till what feels like about 10 minutes ago. Got home real late last night, and you know, we go into our conference with other entrepreneurs often with goals and ideas, and things can morph during the week, and I'm assuming if you're like me, you got some powerful impact and ideas around those morphings. That, okay, yeah, I ran into this trouble, or you know, there was a glitch of some kind, and yet you learned from it. Am I right?
Yeah. So I mean, there were several things that were expected, and the main thing was, as entrepreneurs, as you're launching new businesses, there's one critical thing that always has to be maintained, and that is real revenue, real income, real bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, that the first half of the forum here, I pretty much was sequestered in my room the entire week working on a couple of those projects that one in particular that was coming to a head that had just needed some things resolved, and so I was spending as much time on maintaining that revenue base and making sure the 4 kids at home were going to be fed throughout the month. And I've got a son who went to scout camp this week, and last week he shot in he shoots a shotgun, and he's 12 years old, and he shoots shotgun in the summer games in Utah. Took 2 gold medals and 2 silver medals, so he was pretty excited about that, but pretty bummed that Dad couldn't be there. But that really was a big factor in how things developed throughout the week. So, but ultimately, all of the people that we needed to talk to, wanted to talk to, hoped to talk to, we had those conversations, and we, like I said, we've gotten some pretty significant commitments to start loading up that content, which is going to truly make See Space to set it apart from other things that have been tried in the past to bring value to this kind of a concept.
Great. And so for the rest of you out there, you know, what that boils down to, in my opinion anyway, if I could summarize it, is when you're working on your business and your dream, you still gotta do it in a sustainable way, and remember that you're in it for the long haul. You don't want to throw, you know, everything to the winds. I'm going to push this business through in the next month. It's going to be up and running and making a ton of money, and meanwhile I'm going to put my family at risk, or what other bills you might have. And be flexible and nimble to realize that, hey, you know, it might not go exactly the way you thought it would be going. Oops, I'm not having me, sorry. That it might not be going exactly the way you thought, but if you can dance with that, you'll get there eventually. And I think that's a really, really important skill for all of us. You have to be able to deal with what comes to you and not be stuck on your agenda that it's going to go this way, this way, this way, this way. And if it doesn't, I quit. And because I know it will, I'm going to, you know, throw everything else at risk in order to make it happen. You have that balancing act all the time. So one of the other things that you and I talked about just yesterday, James, was the power of the value that your number one, your project offers people, but number two, your ability to communicate it to other people offers you. And what I mean by that is, you know, I know some of the meetings that you had, you met with people, and they could see why they wanted to be part of this. It was clear to them in the manner that you explained it and the things that you showed them that, okay, I'm going to get something out of this, and I want to be involved in it. And the difference that gave you, the leverage that gave you versus another project that we don't need to talk about who they are, but it appeared to us that, well, the reason they weren't getting the support they wanted is because they weren't offering enough value to anyone. It was all about them. And is there anything you would like to add to that or clarify around that?
Only that in marketing, in advertising, in getting that message out, and trying to build anything, what people care about the most. And I think sometimes as producers of a product or a business or a concept or an idea, we forget, we know why we're doing it and we know why we think it's great, but we don't always articulate the value of that. We don't always articulate, you know, why would you want to be a part of this? Why would you want to come to my restaurant? Why would you want to buy my product? What is truly in it for me? Where's the emotional connection? Where's the excitement? Where's the value? And so that's always been something that's very critical to me. I always start with that. If I cannot walk into a room and in 5 minutes say, here's what I've got, and here's why you would, here's where it will help you, and here's why this is going to be something that's exciting to you or something that you're going to really like. If I can't do that in the first 5 minutes, then I'm just a salesperson with a product trying to get out there and peddle it and push it and get people to buy. You should be able to show your potential clients or show consumers your product in a way that they kind of inch up to the edge of their seat, and they can't wait to ask you, so how do I get involved? Where can I buy this? And you got to get them to be motivated to actually participate or to purchase. That really is where, for me, that's where success really kind of gets its roots.
Well, I love about inching up to that seat, because I'm like on the edge of my seat right now. And I think that that's a really good way to articulate it. I mean, I don't know that we always know for sure how to make that happen, but yeah, get into the point where they're like, what about me? I want to be in on this. This sounds really cool. And it sounds like you feel satisfied with your ability to do that this week. And that, like I said earlier, even if it didn't all go exactly the way you thought it would, you brought more people on board in a more solid way that are committed to helping and working with you. And so you know that foundation is even stronger than it was before, even if you haven't built a giant temple yet, quite as tall as you thought it might be. You know it's going to be built because of that foundation.
Right. That's exactly right. And for this project and some like it also is dependent on getting the right people excited and involved, so that you're not always having to have that conversation. Because for instance, if Coca-Cola is sponsoring an event, you pretty much can be confident that it might be pretty fun to go to. So getting the right players, getting the right voices involved. If this person, and that's why Nike goes out and gets basketball players all the time, because if that basketball player is wearing this shoe, there's going to be tens of thousands of kids that are going to want it, and they're not going to care what the value is. They're just going to want it. They're just going to know, he likes it, then I'll like it. And so that's where some of those wins came in for us, is getting the right voices to start participating through the system. Because if they can be found there, and if they're putting their time and effort into it, then it's going to be a lot easier and a lot less selling, if you will, to start seeing people just organically using the system and going through the process and contributing.
So that sounds like targeting the right people for those initial first adopters, so that they, can leverage their entire network, their influence to help you versus just willy-nilly everybody that comes along and get you signed up or become a board or whatever it is. Is that about right?
Yeah, exactly.
So Linda, I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat with something about the last game, so I don't want to put you to the spot, but do you want to chime in?
Well, Sarah, you're a little garbled, so it's difficult to hear you, but James talked about, if Coke or Nike, they hire you. Now I sound like
yeah, that's what it is. I muted, but it didn't help. Sounds better now. So just go ahead, Linda.
Okay, well, I'll just keep talking garbled, no problem. But, those guys have the budgets. And you know, you said pretty much the fun party if they jump in. It's absolutely true. But as entrepreneurs, what we have to do is really look at our vision, balance out, as James was talking about initially, was working on, you know, paying bills, doing the things that you need to do while working on the future and the project. And I think so many of us get caught up every single day in making the daily things happen, in, you know, making sure that our business stays our business, and maybe not dedicating as much time to the vision as we could. So, you know, if you've got these budgets like Coke and Nike and whatnot, I don't think there's a question of trying to balance what you're doing with trying to launch your vision. So, you know, James, I just think what you're doing is absolutely incredible. Staying focused on what you need to do and following that vision. And, you know, I know at CEO Space is a great place to launch that vision. So, awesome.
So it appears as though my system is still interfering with our audio. I apologize. I'm just going to have to.
It certainly got better, and Linda did a fabulous job of just kind of slowing it down. And so, you know, that's just part of the deal with Hangouts, you guys. And if that's going to scare you off, then you might want to deal with that, because it's just another example of, oops, we had a glitch. Are we going to give up and run off crying into the night, or are we going to just keep going and beg your forgiveness, knowing that you love us and you want us to succeed just like we want you to? So there's just all these complications. And now it's me. I was going to ask you, James, you know, some people might think it's kind of crazy to go to a conference that I know for you is a couple hours drive, 3 hours maybe, and hang out in a hotel room really a lot of the time. I mean, there were a couple of days I didn't see you at all. And you know, why not just stay home? Why, or can you speak a little bit about what the benefits are of being just there and what that does for you?
Yeah,
I would think it might, the ability to concentrate and also the ability to absorb that kind of energy in that environment.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I got here last Sunday night. I'm still here. I've been here a week and a day, but I popped out Monday night. This is where I felt like a turtle in a shell. Monday night for the reception, and then I did not go out until Wednesday afternoon. And then I think Friday afternoon. So by Saturday, I had only stepped on the main floor 3 times. But I've got roommates in here that are here. We had a couple of our platinum events across the hallway. So when I say that, I stepped out, but getting on the main floor of the hotel and being out there where everybody was, that was 3 times. But I had a couple of people actually ask similar questions, and I can't remember exactly how the question was asked, but my answer was because I want to be here. This is where I want to be. This is being here, whether I'm engaged 100% or 100% of the time, or not. I know by being here and engaged in this process, I'm going to be closer to success than if I stayed home. And that's really, there's no other way of explaining that. And being here, sequestered in my hotel room the whole time, I actually probably got 3 weeks worth of work done as opposed to a week's worth, with kids running around, things to do, friends calling. I mean, I literally got into a zone, and those first 2 days, I don't know where they went. I mean, I was just so highly focused on getting those things done that I needed to get done so I could focus on CME space and prepare for those meetings and those opportunities. But there's an energy here. There is a support here. In fact, when I finally did go down and I got out Saturday, so Saturday at noon, I was ready to go out and meet with those people. And of course, I was going to do the expo, but by that time, I needed to be kind of re-energized and fed, and I just needed to go tap into that and embrace it and accept that in, because I mean, I literally drained every ounce during the week to get to that point. So I was incredibly exhausted, but within 2 hours, in fact, within the first half hour, I had one of those meetings. So, and that was probably the biggest win, if you will, and that really just kind of catapulted me through Saturdays. Yesterday was very relaxing, and I didn't have to worry about these things. And then, and now we're here, and I got really good sleep, and I couldn't be happier.
Did you make it to Barbara's birthday party, though?
No.
I took Barbara to lunch yesterday.
Oh, great.
No, in fact, we were out yesterday, and she said, "I'm really glad you couldn't make it to." I could have gone, but I was literally so exhausted. I was just kind of a vegetable by Saturday night. So I said, "How about I just take you to lunch tomorrow?" And so that was a 2.5-hour nice lunch.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing in part is that there's a power of that energy, and it recharges you. And for those of you who are watching who don't really know about this group that we're talking about, I mean, there's plenty of conferences and seminars, and we have connections to other people, even if it's just us, that are supporting you and believing in you. And we understand the power of it. And the particular conference that we were at, and maybe if you mute, James, will that help? I don't know.
No, you're in my earphones, so there's nothing happening
Okay,
here.
so whatever that is, we don't know. Okay. Well, it went away. Yay. This group, CEO Space, is designed for entrepreneurs, business people, investors to come together and help each other grow their businesses. And one of the key things that I have learned in my time there, and it shows off, or it shows up the most often with new members, at least in my opinion, is sometimes we get into this like, okay, I have everything I need. I don't need anything else. In fact, I don't feel like I can even handle anything else. But there's an immense recharge and reinvigoration when we say, okay, well, let's see what I have to give someone else instead. So often, I feel I get the sense that, okay, I don't know if I want to go to that meeting, or I want to participate in that mastermind group that's happening at lunch or whatever, because I don't feel like I need anything. But that's the best time, because that means I can fully listen to someone else and what they're doing, and come up with new ideas and give to them. And when we give it, we receive it. So I'm really glad you came out of your room when you did, because that probably, in my opinion, helped you even more, just by, oh, okay, it's time for me to recharge. And the way, I mean, James has helped me with so many projects, and he, at CEO Space, I'm texting him, my computer doesn't work. This is how we are. It's not all work, and it makes a difference. So I encourage all of you to remember that, okay, maybe you think you don't need anything anymore. It's time to get out there, perhaps, and see what you can do for someone else. And that will reinvigorate you and give you new ideas and make you feel good. So, yay for you for coming out. And is there any like next step or new thing that came out of all of this for you? Like a new, hopefully not a whole new product and a whole new business, which
No.
helped and kind of happened to me, but a new edge, or not edge, but a new layer to what you want to offer, a new idea about, wow, we could do it this way. Anything like that for you?
Not really. We've pretty much stayed on track. We're always asking for input. We're always trying to get, other opinions, other ideas, but we've stayed very true to a lot of the original expectations or the original intent. The original intent was to provide a dynamic platform where we could keep in touch with each other between forums, but also get our message out, promote ourselves, establish that establish ourselves as experts, through the online media, and promote those products and services that we feel like we have a specific talent at. So we really haven't deviated very much from that. And in a lot of respects, we've had a lot of validation in our desire to create that. So that's where I think the biggest win is we have been able to stay kind of true to that original intent, and we haven't felt like we needed to deviate from that very much at all.
So validation and confirmation, which is as valuable as anything else. Okay, I'm on the right track. I thought I was, and now I'm more sure and I'm more confident about going forward with it. And any new next steps, or is it just, oh, go home and sleep for a day?
Call people and email people and start getting the content on here.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, congratulations on a fabulous week, and congratulations on doing what you needed to do. Yeah, as again I said earlier, I mean, there's a lot of people that might think that's crazy. Why go someplace else and just sit in a hotel? But I can see that if I was sitting in a hotel, I could get a lot done too, because you don't have laundry and you don't have kids and you don't have the phone as much anyway. People know you're out of town. They believe you're inaccessible, and so they leave you alone a little bit more. And then all of that support that you feel from the people that you've built these relationships with over time, they want you to succeed, so you can just kind of suck that up while you're there. We are almost out of time. Just like always, this Monday Momentum, we want it to be a quick little thing for you because we know you're busy, and it's over already. So I think next week we will not be talking about launching a business again. I'm not sure what the topic will be, so please check out Monday Momentum on the Google Hangouts or Google Plus timeline. Check out our YouTube channel, which is also now Monday Momentum, and follow up with us, see what we're doing, and we hope we'll see you again next Monday. Linda, do you want to go ahead and sign off and then pass it to James, and then I'll close her out?
Absolutely. So, I wasn't able to be there at CEO Space physically this week, but, had to be here for my grandson. But the beautiful thing about going to CEO Space is you get to see the progress that each entrepreneur is making in their own business. So I'm sure that the people that look forward to James's launching See Me Space were interested in seeing how the progress is going, and it's just part of the dynamic, exciting environment. Darn, I wish I could have been there. So anyway, Linda at lindak.com. Back to you, James.
I've talked enough. James, See Me Space, James at seemespace.com. Do marketing systems, and some web development. So Excited to be here in Vegas still. I will be heading home tonight. I've got 4 kids that are chomping at the bit to see Dad, so it'll be nice to get home and start a new phase. As Linda, or as Sarah is aware, I submitted my intent to run for city council in my hometown. So, wish me luck. Back to you.
It's so exciting, and you just announced it live on air, so I know it ain't no secret anymore.
No, it's no secret.
Awesome. Yay for James. What a great thing. So he does have a new project. Didn't come out of CEO space maybe, but I bet that some of the influence and some of the relationships and some of the growth from CEO space influenced the decision to say yes. So yippee for you. And I know we're having feedback. I'm sorry, but I still can't resist saying this. Linda reminded me, and maybe all of you, one of the benefits about CEO Space or other groups that support you, whatever they are, is people see that you consistently are working on something. And sometimes we get a little off track. We don't do it the way we thought we would. It takes longer, or we even change course. But I have learned that successful people, very successful people, the ones that perhaps we want to be like and we want to emulate and we wish we had what we think they have, a lot of the times they are watching us to see if we just plain keep showing up. And that's, a secret if you're wondering. If you are wishing that somebody would adopt you and help you and give you more advice and be your mentor and tell you the secrets that they had to get to where they are, you might have to just be patient and let them see that you aren't the kind of person that gives up. So, that's a big benefit right there, and I think that that's part of what James and Linda were both referring to. People want to see how you're doing, and if you just plain keep coming back. So don't give up and keep going back. My name is Sarah Coolidge. We do Monday Momentum for you every Monday. You will be hearing more about all sorts of cool stuff from us soon, and we are going to sign off now. I will see you next Monday morning. Like us on YouTube, connect to us, and have a fabulous week. Thanks for joining us.
Slide into Friday.
See ya. Yeah.
Slide Friday, that's right. Okay, bye.